Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be doing a first impression video of some of these products by Mamonde. These are the Mamonde Ceramide skincare range. I have 4 products here. They have a lot of creams here, so I think what I'm going to do is that I will first try out probably the softener today and also maybe the emulsion today, and then after that come back tonight maybe trying out the skin softener and then also the intense cream or the ceramide light cream. So there's this 4 products basically Mamonde has sent me recently. This particular video I will be focusing on just the first impressions, okay, just how I feel the first time me putting it on my face. So ceramide in general, I've tried ceramide before previously and I love it. My skin love it. The ingredient is known to be very good for dry skin type people. This particular range is pretty much the hibiscus flower range, and yes, it's truly meant for giving you moisture, protecting your skin, making sure that there's that moisture layer barrier to ensure that there's no moisture coming out from your skin. So you know, ceramide does all these things. That's why it's so great for people with dry skin type. Without further ado, let me start with the ceramide skin softener. Packaging wise is very typical of Mamonde, pretty much always like that. It's never really changed that much. It has all the information there and it's just very girly, I feel just very pretty, very floral in general and very feminine. This one, the skin softener, they never say to use a cotton pad. It's not written here. It just say apply to skin morning and evening. And it's supposed to be a hydrator that provides a long-lasting hydration and helps fortify the skin moisture barrier. It does have fragrance in there, so if you're fragrance sensitive, you might want to avoid this. It's not glass, it's plastic. I think the bottle cover is very nice. It somewhat replicates flower on top, so I love the cap. This has 200 ml in it. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to just apply it on my palms. It's quite watery for a skin softener. It's slightly thicker than water, but obviously it smells so good because it's a Mamonde product. It's definitely not as thick as other skin softener that I've tried out there. Just gonna tap it on my face. I'm going to focus around my nose area because I've been pressing my nose quite a lot recently. Not like squeezing out blackheads, but I've been sneezing quite a lot. I have allergies, so I use a lot of tissue, so my nose usually gets really dry, extra dry. It absorbs quite nicely. It does leave a little bit of that moisture layer on the skin, but not too much. You can see that my skin is slightly glowing right now, not super greasy, and it's not sticky in any way at all. So it's nice. The softener is actually quite nice. So moving on, we're going to use the Mamonde Ceramide Emulsion. This Ceramide Emulsion is said to be a deep hydrating lotion that provides a long-lasting hydration and helps fortify the skin moisture barrier. Again, it's the same thing, fortifying the skin moisture barrier, because it's ceramide. It's what it does. Again, the direction here is not very elaborate. It's just written apply to skin morning and evening. Oh, this one has dimethicone in there, so it's going to smooth out your skin a little bit, or give you a little bit more moisture, also fill in a little bit of the pores. There's a lot of moisturizers out there also has dimethicone in there, so I don't know, because I've always known dimethicone as an ingredient for a primer specifically because they're supposed to fill in your pores and make your skin super smooth and pretty. So far it has never really bothered me, never really gotten any issues from using moisturizers with dimethicone in there. They don't have fragrance here, that's interesting. Okay, whatever it is, let's try this out. The same, I believe. Oh wait, why is my... Oh, this is in palm form. Yes! I was wondering why this doesn't close properly. The bottle is slightly different because this one is slightly thin and taller, and this one is 150 ml, and this comes in a palm form. The softener is 200 ml in a pourable type of bottle. It's more of a lotiony kind of texture. Quite expected in emulsion, and that's okay, I guess. Smells really good also, even though they didn't have fragrance in here. Oh, it smells so good. All the Mamonde skincare products are so strong in smell, and hibiscus, Malaysia's national flower. It's moisturizing enough. I think it would be great for weather like in Malaysia, especially during the daytime, because after this usually you want to apply your makeup and then that's going to be layering and stuff like that. I believe if you want to, you can also pump more and kind of layer on more for the night time. That is really up to you if you're not interested in getting their creams or their thicker lotion. I love anything that comes in a pump form. It's just so much more hygienic. I don't know why they create emulsion and then also a light cream specifically. Now I'm not sure if the Ceramide light cream will be lighter than Emulsion. I personally had to do some research as well. It's nighttime now. It's about time to go to bed. Although I say go to bed, I'll probably end up still playing games throughout the night. Anyway, I've washed my face again. Today is the only day that I actually wash my face twice, cleanse my face twice, mainly just for the sake of this type of try on, because usually when I try on new products, I like to really make sure that my face is clean, just so that I could really thoroughly test out something. So I washed my face with the Mamonde Petal Spa Oil to Foam Cleanser. This thing, man, geez, pretty much a luxurious item, but damn, I have been using this and the lip balm a lot because they are just very easy to use and just smells really absolutely amazing. It's insane, and you don't need a lot to really foam it up. Anyway, I'm gonna prep my skin again. Since I cleansed my face, I would like to prep my skin again with the Ceramide Skin Softener again. Not the easiest softener to come out, but I think it's good also in a way that you can really control how much you want to get it out from the bottle. Instantly, it makes my skin feel so much more moisturized. For tonight, I would like to try out the Mamonde Ceramide Intense Cream. This is the one that I'm super extremely excited about, and it comes in a very small like tube only. It's 50 ml only. It has like 2 times of the hibiscus extract. There's that little aluminium foil there. This doesn't have too strong of a scent. Definitely much thicker than the other product, but it still feels like more of a gel cream type of consistency rather than a full-on cream. I'm gonna rub it in between my palms as always and then apply it on my face. That's very nice, but it's not as thick as I thought it would be. Usually when I think about intense cream, I always think of it being very ultra heavy and ultra rich. I think as a cream, it's not the most thick cream that I've ever tried, but it's nice. And it definitely does leave that layer, slightly of a thicker layer on the skin as compared to the Emulsion that I've tried earlier on. Really not what I expected at all. What's up guys, it's the next day. I've washed my face, again use the same foam because it just smells so good and you really don't need a lot of it. I just pump like really just tiny amount and then like bubbles it up and just pretty much wash my face with the bubbles. I am going to prep my face again with the skin softener. Skin softener has always been like the second step. Very similar to like toner. Usually I like to use toner to clean my face. Some of them has that moisturizing property in them, but at the same time they are usually known to be a cleansing kind of routine as well. Like after cleansing your face, the toner is supposed to help to remove whatever that is extra on the skin that's not being able to remove by regular cleansing basically. So it kind of supposed to go deeper into the skin. Personally, because I have dry skin, I prefer skin softener in general. Ceramide light cream, okay? Very similar to some other products that I had before. I remember this inside, they always make sure that they actually have extra seal in here just to ensure that none of the product comes out. This feels very thick. Weirdly enough, this looks very thick. It says to be a light cream, but it looks pretty thick for me. Could be that this light cream just doesn't have the same potency as compared to the intense cream. So let's take a look again. Maybe, okay, this is the intense cream, all right? This is the light cream. See, can you see how similar they are? Like, okay, let me spread this around. They're super similar. They are definitely very similar in texture. It's probably way too much cream, but it's at night time, okay? Let me be. I think I kinda have like a conclusion for my first impressions. I've actually checked through the press release as well to see what kind of information I can get, and also kind of did like a very light brief Google search. Straight up from the press release itself, I don't find too much of information. All of them are pretty much the same thing. It talks about the same thing, where ceramide being like the skin barrier, it really helps to fortify the skin barrier, to protect the skin barrier, to make sure there's no moisture loss, to ensure to give you extra moisture and stuff like that, which is, it all pretty much goes around the same bush. talking about moisture and fortifying that skin barrier kind of thing, because this is exactly what ceramide does. I feel that all this entire ceramide range from Mamonde, they do the same thing, except that they are probably in different formulas, and also they are probably in different textures. So it really depends on what you want. All of the products, even the intense cream itself, is actually pretty useful in a country with weather like Malaysia, specifically like the hot and humid kind, because all the creams are pretty much very lightweight and very easy to use in Malaysia, very breathable for the skin basically, and at the same time it still moisturizes the skin pretty well. So we're gonna start with the skin softener first, because this is pretty much the only thing different from the other three. The other three is pretty much moisturizers. That's in my books, okay? That's how I like to categorize them. For dry skin people, generally skin softener is usually the way to go, but this skin softener is slightly less thick. The viscosity is not as thick as other skin softener that I've tried before. It's still a very nice like skin softener. Like if you are the type that you have dry skin and you want something that moisturizes your skin well, but at the same time you want something that's much more lightweight, this one you should try it out. I think next time we're just going to talk about these three as a whole, alright? The best way that I can explain to you guys the difference between these three is basically playing around within the two categories, which is texture and also the potency. Don't get me wrong, all these three are pretty much lightweight on its own. For example, the intense cream, if you want to compare with other intense cream, texturally it is not as thick as other intense cream. However, it does work well as well. It's just that the texture itself is much more lightweight than other intense cream. At the end of the day, if you are the type of person that you want something that gives you moisture and hydrates your skin really well from within, but without feeling, you know, too heavy on the face, then you should try this intense cream. This is great, and particularly I think this kind of intense cream is actually pretty perfect for weather in Malaysia, even though nighttime, personally for me, last night, I think after kind of turning off the camera and do my other things, and then just right before I actually went to bed, I kind of applied one more thin layer of this. So for me, I need to apply two sort of thin layer of this to make it work, to make me feel like, oh, it's good and it's nice on my skin. Just now I've compared this intense cream with this ceramide light cream. I feel like texture wise they are pretty much the same. The only difference I think is, I believe, is the potency in here. Like this has double amount of whatever that you can find in this light cream. In fact, actually this intense cream was previously in a bottle like this. I believe they might still have this ceramide intense cream in a jar like this. The reason why they put it in the tube form right now is just easier. I think it's because it's one of the #1 seller, and that's why they just want to package it in like an easier bottle, perfect for if you're traveling on plane. Of course, I know right now we can't travel. The packaging wise, this is definitely much more travel friendly. However, if you like the potency of the light cream but you don't like the texture of the light cream, you want something lighter weight, then go for the emulsion, because this is definitely the most lightweight product among all three, but still gives you a very nice hydrating feel on the face, moisturizing feel on the face. Definitely this, after using it yesterday, after leaving it for a while, not applying anything above or on top of it, that little layer on the skin that I kind of mentioned yesterday, that this does leave that little layer on the skin. However, it kind of goes away after a while, and for me personally, I need a little bit more than that. So I can't just use this alone, but I would use this if I'm gonna apply like sunscreen on top and I'm gonna apply like makeup on top. So this is like a great base layer if you are planning to apply more layers on top of the skin. And it comes in a pump form. How much more win is that, okay? All the products within the ceramide range, none of it is sticky and they're not overly greasy, which is great. I like, and they smell really good. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!
Don't forget to like and subscribe!